Eagle dollar coin at a tremendous value.
And it's a key date. And you see this little thing right here? We're debuting this today for the very first time across the entire world. Key date, ANACS Silver Eagle, has never been done just key date at all. It's a special label that denotes a coin that is special within the series, one of the key dates. So when you collect a series of coin, there's always 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 coins that are the keys to collecting the coin. And so we're going to do, not every coin is a key date in the American Silver Eagle series. As a matter of fact, in the 100+ different coins that they've made, fewer than 10 will be a key date. Well, this is an exclusive label, key date. The only place you can get it is from me. I'm the exclusive distributor of key date ANACS coins. I'm bringing this out. I'm debuting this right here on HSN, right here, right now for the entire world, the brand new key date label that you're going to see. And the coin that I'm putting in here is indeed absolutely indicative of a key date. The United States has been making the American Silver Eagle since Ronald Reagan signed the Liberty Coin Act in 1986. From 1986 to 2018, they've made mint state coins and proof coins in the Silver Eagle series. From 2006 to date, they've made the burnished American Silver Eagles. You take every single one of those, about 70 different coins. The single rarest Silver Eagle is this coin right here. In the regular issue American Silver Eagle series, this is the rarest coin. That's why it's a key date. So now we've got a key date coin completely and totally sold out. By far and away the most limited coin put out by the United States government in the regular Silver Eagle series. And I've got it at a regular issue price. And it is the very first coin to find its way into this now exclusive key date holder.
Oh, it makes it even more important.
Makes it even more important, even more exclusive, even more collectible. And here's the best part. We're not even I'm not charging a penny extra for the special key date label. I'm not charging a penny extra for a sold-out limited edition American Silver Eagle that is the rarest Silver Eagle put out by the United States government. And people are saying, how can you possibly do that? We saw this coming. I knew this was going to end up being the rarest American Silver Eagle put out by the United States government. Now, there are many, many, many of the other 70 coins, regular issue Silver Eagles, 50 of them at the very least are going to be more than $139, but none of them will be rarer. And of course, none of them will be in a higher grade because this is certified absolutely, positively perfect. So we put all of that together, and I'm bringing it out at our regular issue price, even though it's the rarest American Silver Eagle, even though it's a brand new exclusive label, even though it's certified absolutely, positively perfect, even though it's an ounce of pure silver, even though it's a sold out limited edition from the United States government. That's why we debuted it this morning in our 1 a.m. show. Hundreds gone. We have fewer than 1,000 available right now. I have fewer than 1,000 of these coins available. Now understand, these have been sold out, uncertified and ungraded, for quite some time from the United States government. So the rarity, collectability, desirability, and now the 100% exclusive label in this makes it an absolutely amazing collectible American Silver Eagle.
Well, you can enjoy the Flex Pay, which we don't have on all of our coins, but in tonight's show we do, which allows you to be able to get this at home for less than $50. I also want to remind you that today is the first day of our holiday season. So with everything that you're purchasing at HSN, you have until January 31st of 2019 to get a full refund. So have fun and shop. I put 8 toys in my shopping cart early today. I'm like, you know what? Why not start shopping for holidays?
Just get it done with.
Get it done.
That's right. Well, and this is, I wish I could say just get it done on this, but the problem is I mean, you know, there's going to be a quantity issue with this. Sold out edition, but this was my original issue price at $139. And people are saying, so what are going to be some of the other key date coins? Well, let's take a look at the 1996 Mint State American Silver Eagle. That'll be a key date. That's the rarest Mint State coin. In Mint State 70, I'll bring that out here, and next time we sell that, it'll be probably somewhere around $5,000. This coin's 10 times, 20 times, 30 times rarer than that coin. What's another key date coin? How about the 2006, the very first reverse proof American Silver Eagle? That'll be a key date coin, okay? That coin's gonna be $1,200. This coin's rarer than that coin, and that coin's a special issue coin. How about the 1986 American Silver Eagle? That's going to be a key date. First year of issue. In Mint State 70, $599 as a customer pick. This coin is 70 times rarer than the 1986. Not $599, okay? Not $599, not all those other prices, but $139.95.
Well, it's easy to place an order with us. Just all you have to do is ask about the item number on your television screen. Don't forget, we now give you more than 3 months to make a final decision. When I first started working with Mike, I said to Mike, well, how do I know what coins to collect, right? And you know what he told me? The answer was very surprising. He said, Marlo, you're probably already a coin collector. I go, what do you mean by that, right? Most people already are.
Absolutely. 150 million Americans consider themselves to be coin collectors. So based on all of that.
If you've ever held a penny or gone to another country and you
brought back a coin? You're a coin collector. 76% of Americans, as a matter of fact, self-identify as coin collectors. I challenge you to find 76% of Americans that agree on anything else other than life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and coin collecting. Those are kind of the big four, is what I'm looking at. So when we're looking at this coin at $139.95, it's the rarest regular issue Silver Eagle. Now, there's a couple of special issue American Silver Eagles that are rarer than this, although not much. The 1995W. Which, of course, this coin is only about, that one's about 3 or 4 times rarer than this, but that coin's $30,000 in this condition, okay? It will be a key date. So if you look at basically the 10 key date coins that we're gonna put out in this, there's not a single other one of those coins that I'm basically gonna be able to sell you for less than $600, and then there's this one.
Okay, well, hello, that makes sense.
That's right, you're gonna have 95W at $30,000, you're gonna have 2006 reverse proof at $1,200, 2011 reverse proof is going to be $1,500, and 86 at $599. This coin at $139.95. So when we're talking about key date, it is an incredible key date coin, but on top of that, the label is absolutely positively brand new. You've never seen this key date label. And in coin collecting, when you have these exclusive labels, that guarantees rarity, collectability, desirability. So you have this company, that ANACS, that has determined that this coin meets all the standards of numismatic perfection. So not only do you get this phenomenally rare, sold out, limited edition American Silver Eagle, not only do you get the rarest regular issue Silver Eagle ever made by the United States government, but you get it in the special key date holder, which will only be 5 or 7% of all the Silver Eagles ever made by the United States government will even qualify for key date status. And this is the one that debuts it for everything, not just Silver Eagles, but I'm talking about, we'll have key date, there'll be Gold Eagles and Barber Dimes and Lincoln Pennies and all that, but the very first coin, the king of the American Silver Eagle, is right here at a regular issue price. Look, this is rarer than every regular issue proof Silver Eagle ever done by the United States government from 1986 to 2018. There's not a single one of those I can sell you at $139. They start at about $179 in proof 70, are gonna go up to about $8,000. Actually, 95W, 30,000. So you're looking at basically 200 to 30,000. This coin rarer than all of them, $139.95. Like I said, this one slipped in under the radar. A lot of people don't even know that this coin is so rare. They don't know that this coin's collectible, which is why I can still get it to you at our original issue price of $139.95. So now is the time to strike. As soon as everybody figures this out and understands that this is the rarest regular issue American Silver Eagle, then all of a sudden it starts getting hotter, it starts getting harder to get, it starts getting tougher to find, and you put all of those things together. Even when they do that, the key date will bring extra collectability, extra desirability because of the key date designation. I don't think there's absolutely positively any doubt about it. We are debuting it here worldwide. Of all the key dates I will ever be able to sell you in this series, this is going to be the most affordable. And at this point, none of the other coins, the regular issue coins, are going to be rarer than this. So it's a key date, if you will.
Yeah.
If I can tell you that. As you can see, already 230 of these have been sold. Many people on the phone for this. Thank you so much to be able to get in on this. And I think you begin to understand the rarity, the collectability, the desirability. That's why we certify coins. I drop them all the time. Let me get that.
Okay.
I got it. because now that coin's still perfect.
It is.
If that coin wouldn't have been certified, would have a nick on the rim, would have a ding, would have something else, but as long as it's in this ultrasonically sealed holder, absolutely perfect collectability guaranteed.
Okay, so I was going to ask you about that because for the new collectors that are watching tonight, you want to be able to keep them in these cases.
Yes. Oh,
yes.
Well, they're ultrasonically sealed.
Yeah.
You need a hammer to get them out.
Right. But I don't want anybody to get extra creative and take them out.
No. And particularly when you have it in this special exclusive holder that's key date. And this is, like I said, we are debuting this worldwide, this key date label. You can't find this anyplace else. It guarantees the rarity and collectability of this coin. Not only is it perfect, but it's key date perfect. It's 100% exclusive. And here's what you get with that. You know that not a single solitary person has paid less than $139.95 for this coin right here, right now. You know its rarity, its collectability, its desirability. You know all of that. All of that is guaranteed in perpetuity by not only by ANACS, and then of course we have the HSN guarantee that's in this, and we have the return privilege to, what is it, January 31st?
Yes.
That's kind of a little crazy,
Yes.
I got to be honest with you. That doesn't, 30 days is ridiculous in coins to
like
have
over
that thing.
100 and something days.
Unheard of.
Yeah, over 100 and something days. By the way, great place to start collecting coins if you've never collected coins. That's an amazing coin to start collecting. So we're going to be leaving this available for you. If you'd like to own it, we will remind you throughout the show. We've got some really great things coming up. What do you have in your hand?
Well, I got the palladium coin.